What's good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the performance review of the Way of Wade 13 in this mint colorway. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shoes. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm going to say it, these are performance beasts on court, and I actually might like these better than the Way of Wade 11s. I just think these offer the total package in a lightweight, breathable, and low top shoe. But as always, starting with the bottom of a shoe, in the forefoot, you do have this kind of herringbone traction pattern, as you can see right here. At the back of the shoe, you kind of just have these lines running across the shoe, but how this performs on court, clean or dirty, these are great. Dirty floors you might have to wipe every so often. As you can see, this translucent outsole does collect a little bit of dust, but not to the point where they don't perform great. These grip any floor amazing, and I honestly think you could bring these outdoors as the rubber compound is pretty firm as well. So for me, on all of my hard lateral movements, linear movements, step backs, any movement I made within this shoe, I was good to go, and that's why the traction is going to score a very solid 9.5 out of 10. As far as the cushion goes, this shoe had superb cushion. For the price point of $160 USD, $220 here in Canada, you are getting their best cushioning setup with a full-length Boom midsole. As you can see right here on the medial side, it's completely exposed on the medial side, and then you do have some portions kind of peeking through the side of the shoe here on the lateral side. As far as the insole goes, you have kind of this super critical foam compound that does have perforations in the bottom, but it adds superb step-in comfort. And then underneath that insole, it's just a full-length bed of Boom foam. And how these perform on court, at the back of the shoe, you get an insanely springy feeling at the back. It's not too mushy, but it just feels very bouncy underfoot. The same goes in the forefoot while still maintaining great court feel. So for me, this is a more balanced ride than the Way of Wade 11s. I just think this shoe is crazy on foot as far as cushioning goes. Whether your positions 1 through 5, I think you'll be good to go with this model with the full length ETPU style Boom foam underfoot. I know it's caged at the back, but honestly, it doesn't prevent this shoe from being very comfortable underfoot. It's very nicely balanced as well, and honestly, this shoe is pretty lightweight in hand. So I think they kind of just brought everything together to make the Way of Wade All City 13s great on court, and that's why the cushioning scores a very solid 9.5 out of 10. As far as the fit goes, I went true to size on this model, and my toe is right near the end of the shoe. In the forefoot it does taper in just a little bit, but in the midfoot it is pretty wide foot friendly in my opinion. Now, I don't think you can try these on in store here in Canada or in the US. For me, I would recommend going true to size and you should be good to go. For me, I didn't have any issues, no pinch points. It just felt very secure and comfortable on foot. At the back of the shoe, you have some really nice padding. The tongue is a little bit more thin, but it just offers a great lockdown feeling. And I just really love the way the materials conform to your foot and just the way this shoe fit my foot. I could make all of my movements superb on court, and something I really like is this adaptive lacing system with all these extra holes. You can change it up to the point where if you want a more secure and supportive feeling, you can put those laces through the bottom eyelets and just create a very custom fit with the Way of Wade All City 13. So for me, as far as the fit goes, these are going to score a very solid 9.5 out of 10. They were just so comfortable on foot. As far as the materials go, I know these are a bit more on the pricier side, being $160 USD, $220 here in Canada. You're not really getting anything special, but they perform elite on court. You're basically just getting this mesh material, which is very thin and breathable on foot. And then you have these fuse overlays almost in this nubuck material that does wrap all the way around the toe box right here. And then at the back of the shoe, you kind of have this TPU or kind of foam material that does wrap up the heel counter. So again, really nothing special, but it just conforms to your foot nicely. It breaks in very quickly, and it's very lightweight and breathable, especially on that tongue right here. As you can see, it's kind of that Pro Combat material, kind of from the Kobe series. So for me, this shoe is just great as far as the materials go. I know they're a bit more on the expensive side, but honestly, the performance of these materials are just superb on foot and on court, and that's why they're going to score a very solid 9 out of 10. As far as the weight goes, again, this is a US size 10.5, and these come in at 12.6 ounces. So for me, all things considered, this is a very lightweight basketball shoe. And then last but not least, the support within this shoe is superb. So starting at the back of the shoe, you do have an internal TPU heel counter, and then this kind of foam material from the outsole that does wrap up the heel. It's kind of like almost like a moon-esque material. As you can see right here, the shoe is kind of inspired by that, and it just locks your foot in very nicely at the back, and it's very secure at the back of the All City 13s. Moving your way down from that, you do have this rubber portion here that does wrap up the midsole, and your foot is seated housed within that, coupled with this kind of Euro plate right here that wraps up on the side of the shoe, and it goes under the shoe as well, completely from heel to almost the forefoot, and it just offers great torsional rigidity and lateral containment and support within the shoe. The medial side is pretty uncaged as far as the cushioning and support goes, but I never had any hiccups on any of my hard lateral movements. I think if you're a big or small player, you'll be able to get away with the shoe, and the bottom of the shoe is pretty wide and stable. Not to mention, this shoe has 2 outriggers right here, one right here and then one right here as well. So if you do land awkwardly, your foot is not going to teeter over in this shoe. It's just such a supportive and lightweight basketball shoe. I think Way of Wade did a superb job when designing this shoe on kind of just ticking all of the boxes, honestly. This is just such a supportive basketball shoe. I've really enjoyed my time in these, and I'm going to continue to enjoy my time in these because I'm going to be keeping these in my bag for the foreseeable future. Like I said, honestly, I like these better than the Way of Wade 11s. Just such a supportive basketball shoe, and they basically just tick all the boxes. So as far as the support goes, these are going to score a very solid 9.5 out of 10. Also, to do with the support, you do kind of have these stabilizer straps right here at the bottom on the lateral and medial side. So if you really crank those laces down, these portions are going to wrap around your foot very nicely and just offer this really snug and secure fit. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Way of Wade All City 13 in this mint colorway. You know, as far as I'm concerned, this is a better performing basketball shoe than their flagship model, which costs I think like $50 or $60 more, and that's not a harp on that shoe. I just think it's a great bang for your buck basketball shoe that performs as good or better. Actually, this performed better than the Kobe 8 and 9 lows. This is just the total package at a great price, and I just think the brand is doing some really cool things within the All City line, especially offering that full-length eTPU Boom midsole. It's just so comfortable underfoot, coupled with this new super critical foam insole as well. I think the brand is really onto something here, and I really hope that we get some nice colorways as well. There's a ton of nice colorways thus far, but you know, every year the brand releases like 15 to 20 colorways, and this mint colorway, as far as I'm concerned, is just very clean in hand and on foot. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Way of Wade All City 13. Sound off in the comments if you guys have played in these and what you think of the overall aesthetics and performance thus far. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.